I'm Sachin Sawant, UK immigration lawyer registered with the OISC at level 3, Appeals and Advocacy. Today I'm going to talk about list of documents and information required to file sponsor license application for a UK employer to apply for Tier 2 General Sponsor License. This sponsor license will be required to hire from 1st of January onwards. This sponsor license will also include migrant workers from anywhere in the world, including EU, EEA, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, etc. So the whole world except someone who is a British citizen or settled in the UK will need to apply for a Tier 2 General. So the employers have to apply for a sponsor license to sponsor the migrants. So under the definition of migrants, even European nationals will come who have already not already started living in the UK on or before 31st December 2020. So the Home Office is encouraging all the employers, the businesses, corporates, to apply for sponsor license uh, as soon as possible, even before 31st of December 2020. This list will help the employers to get an idea of what type of documents are required. You can also download the list here. If you click here, it should take you to downloads page. It says sponsor license Tier 2 General. So there is another sponsor license which is to sponsor intra-company transfer. So that is where there are connected entities, subsidiaries, holdings, sister concerns in different countries. So we deal with both the types of licenses, where in intra-company transfer you're transferring an employee from another entity in some other country to this country. In sponsor license Tier 2, you can hire anyone. The individual may not be working for you before. So coming back to the list of documents. So documents required. These are the suggested documents for usually any UK employer, preferably. So for applying a sponsor license, I will follow this list. There is also information below. You can fast forward if you want to go to any other point and listen to that. I'll follow this order. For applying for sponsor license for the UK employer, please provide at least 4 documents. So at least 4 of the documents below, from the documents below. These are the usual documents that clients do usually give us when we are representing them. So this is from experience, these are the easier documents that clients are able to get from the below list and all the information below. So there is also information section. So in the documents, a certificate of VAT registration. So this all the documents usually they need are original documents. So it cannot be like an online statement that is downloaded. Usually they would need the letter that you receive from HMRC regarding the VAT registration. Uh, so that the letter that is received in the post, that is what they usually expect. Due to COVID, they have been accepting online documents. We have been emailing them documents by scanning and emailing them, and those have been accepted. And as per our recent call with the Home Office senior executives, they have confirmed that they do plan to continue accepting the documents digitally by emails, etc. So that is for now. Uh, but still, under the immigration rules, it still says that you have to post the documents, and the documents need to be originals, or they need to be certified by some individuals. We've given the certification requirements at the bottom. So the certificate of VAT registration, current financial report, if you are a corporate entity, audited, if you are required to be audited, then audited report. If not, audit is not a requirement, then unaudited accounts and annual report with the name of the accountant clearly shown. The accountant should be a member of one of these bodies, accrediting accounting bodies, CIMA, SIPFA, ACCA, ACA, etc. So the name and the registration number has to be mentioned. So many times we send the letters from accountants, sometimes the registration number is not there. So make sure which registration they have and the number of that particular accountant who has signed for it. Not the company's, not the accounting company's registration, but the individual who has signed as being the responsible accountant. Evidence of registration with HMRC uh, as an employer for PAYE. So that is also the original document that you receive from them PAY and national insurance. That's what they are expecting. They may accept the digital documents now due to COVID, and slowly the they are moving towards accepting digital documents. So you may try by sending digital documents, but that is not guaranteed. Provide proof of PAY reference number, accounts office reference number. Evidence of registration must be original or certified copies of the documents issued by HMRC only. Latest notice to file a company tax return. So CT 603 and company tax return, both parts. So they want both parts. I remember one of the clients had given only one part and they did request the other one and they had kept the application on hold. So in spite of us telling us, but the client asked us to provide, was only able to provide one. So then we had to give an alternate evidence subsequently. So you need both the parts. Certificate of VAT registration and or latest VAT return confirming VAT registration number if turnover in excess. So if a latest VAT return has been filed, you can put that as well. Latest corporate or business bank statement and or a letter from your bank setting out. Usually plans don't give letters from bank, they just give statements. So if you have last 1 month or last 3 month statements, just send them with the name and address of the company on it. So it has to have the name, address, account number. It has to be a normal corporate or a business bank statement, including the usually letters are not given, but then if you wish to give, then this is what is required, including the nature and duration of its dealings. Please note that if both documents are submitted, this will only come out as one. So the bank statements are the usual ones that we see clients giving us. Proof of ownership or lease of your business premises. If you send a copy of lease agreement, it must be signed by all parties. So make sure that the leases nowadays digitally lease agreements are signed. So maybe one of the parties or witnesses have not signed. It is quite common. So make sure it is a complete legal document. All parties have signed, all witnesses have signed with their names, addresses, whatever is required on that particular legal document. If you are required to be registered with or inspected, monitored by a regulatory body to operate lawfully in the UK, you will need to check that you are registered and to see that last inspection report. So, for example, care homes in the UK are registered by the CQC, so Care and Quality Commission. So, for them, if we are doing a care homes application, then we would need the CQC report, the last inspection report, to prove that everything is in order. So you can give any 4 documents from this list. Information required, you must provide the information. Uh, Make sure you have this information at hand. Many times clients file the, usually 50% of the cases, Home Office always comes back asking for all this information. Hence, we front load it and we send this information by ourselves as much as is available. Must provide all the information below, like the documents from the following tables, or your application may be rejected. This is how an email comes from Home Office once we file them. Hence, we've started sending most of the information upfront, so it solves the problems. Tell us, so you should tell the Home Office why you are applying. This information usually can be given in a cover letter because the online application that you file doesn't have that much space to provide all this information. Usually we draft a legal cover letter and explain all the reasons why the sponsor is applying for a sponsor license. Why you're applying for a sponsor license, what sector you operate in, what are your opening hours. You must provide an update to the hierarchy chart detailing owner, director, board members. So maybe a structure, a chart in the form of employees. So you can have the director, under them manager, employees, sub-employees. You don't need to put the names of people, but you can put employee 1, employee 2, manager 1, manager 2, something like that. So just give them a structure of the business. If your business has 50 employees or fewer, you must provide list all employees and set out the names and titles of staff. So if it is less than 50, then all employees. Tell us about the jobs you wish to fill for which you intend to assign a certificate of sponsorship. So, what are the jobs you are looking for to be filled by the migrant worker? Include the following. The individual may be already working for you, so it is not a requirement that the individual should be working for you for the first time. We have done many cases where the individual is working, either the applicant is already on a student visa, working 20 hours. After that, they are getting the degree. They want to move on to a full-time role. Sometimes they already have their own visa, like a spouse visa or something, but still they want to get sponsored because their relationship has broken down or something like that. There are individuals on Tier 5 youth mobility visa from some countries who have full rights to work in the UK, and there are various other categories under which the the applicant may be already working with you. So you can be a continuing applicant, but then you still need all the information. So job title, standard occupational classification. You need to look at standard occupational. The name is Appendix K. Appendix K. So course. So there's a new appendix that has been released for shortage occupation and appendix J. Appendix J. So appendix J is the appendix which will give you all the numbers. So SOC code is standard occupation classification. So if you click from 1st January 2021 onwards, any job that is at RQF level 3 or above, you can hire a tier 2 migrant. So you can sponsor a migrant for a job which is level 3 and above only, not level 1 or level 2. So till 31st of December 2020, the level was quite high. The job RQF level had to be level 6 or above. However, under the new immigration route after Brexit, after the end of the transition period, and the new rules will come into play for a start date of employment. So even the applications can be made before 1st January 2021, and the job can be at a level 3 or higher, anything at RQF level 3 or higher. So if you click on here, you'll get all the list of the jobs. Usually you will see RQF 4. Also, when you scroll up, the Home Office may publish new lists because this list is very much focused on RQF level 6. As of the making of this video, today it is 9th of October 2020. So as of today, all the jobs you will see is under RQF 6 and above. They may shortly update this list and also add many other jobs in level 3 and above. So this is how you find the job code. So the job code is the number 1. So for example, Chief Executive Senior Officer 1115 is the number. This is the level of the job. This is the date. So the way you match the job is not related job titles are these, but then that is not what you match it with. Always look at the example job task. So match the job description, what